Welcome. In this video I'm going to show you how you can determine quartile ranges using R. So I'm using Jupyter Notebook, but this will also work in, for example, RStudio. The version of R I'm using is 4.3, and this will show you how you can determine, for example, the interquartile range, which is the difference between the third and first quartile, or the semi-interquartile range, which is half of the interquartile range, and the mid-quartile, which is slightly different because it's a measure of central tendency, while the other two are measures of dispersion, which is the average of the two quartiles. To show you how this can be done using R, I'll load in a data file, the General Social Survey from 2012. I actually don't need all this data. I only need one ordinal field, so I'm going to be selecting the account scientific, which is how scientific accounting is, and I'll store that under ord field. To give you a quick impression, these were the counts for this. So for example, 348 people chose not too scientific for this. It might be helpful to actually keep the coding as one vector in the proper order. I have a separate video on how you can very quickly do this simply with my own stikpet R library. But if you don't want to use my library, you could use R's built-in IQR function. So again, these were our separate options, and then we can use the factor method to actually make these into factors. And now we can make use of that IQR, and we can simply see the interquartile range. It's actually not too complicated to calculate these if you don't want to use any functions, but then we assume you have the two quartiles, the third and the first. I have a whole separate video on how to actually calculate quartiles, so I'm not going to repeat all of that. So let's say we have a third quartile that's 4 and a first quartile that's 1. Then the interquartile range is simply the subtraction of those two. The semi-interquartile range is the subtraction of the two divided by 2, and the mid-quartile range is adding them both up and dividing them by 2. And that's it. That's how you can determine these with R. I hope this video was helpful, and thank you for watching.